You ever notice how some people walk into a room and instantly you just know what kind of day they're having? The way they tilt their head, the speed of their steps, the flicker in their eyes. It's like reading a book without opening it. Maybe it's you, maybe someone you know. And no, this isn't some Jedi mind trick. It's psychology, plain and simple. Today, we're going to unlock the subtle cues that let you read anyone like a book. By the end, you'll start noticing patterns in people's gestures, expressions, and even tiny pauses. Patterns that reveal what's really going on beneath the surface. Picture this. Someone taps their foot relentlessly during a conversation. You ask yourself, are they impatient, nervous, just a drummer in a past life? Turns out the answer is both simpler and more fascinating than you think. That little rhythm is the body whispering truths that words often hide. And the truth is, humans leak information about how we feel constantly, whether we mean to or not. Once you start paying attention, the world becomes a stage, and every actor, friend, coworker, stranger at the coffee shop is sending secret signals about what they're really thinking. Let's start with a classic. The eye tells more than the mouth ever could. Imagine you're talking to someone who nods along, smiles politely, but their eyes keep darting around the room. Maybe they glance at their phone every few seconds or catch the reflection in the window. That's not rudeness, it's anxiety and cognitive load showing up in real time. Our eyes are honest reporters. Pupils dilate when we're interested. Blink rates spike under stress, and a quick sidelong glance can betray insecurity or hesitation. If you notice it, you can gently read between the lines. This person is present physically but mentally elsewhere, and understanding that gives you a window into their emotional state without them saying a single word. Then there's the posture puzzle. Meet someone who leans in during a conversation, feet planted, shoulders squared like they own the air around them. Contrast that with someone who slouches, folds their arms, or keeps one foot slightly back, almost like they're ready to retreat. This isn't just body language, it's a psychological map of confidence and defensiveness. Leaning in often signals openness, curiosity, or assertiveness, whereas retreating or crossing arms can indicate discomfort, skepticism, or self-protection. Recognizing these cues can save you from misreading intentions. Maybe that slouchy colleague isn't lazy, just cautious, and giving them space might bring out a different, more engaged side. Now, let's talk about gestures, the small, almost invisible signals that scream volumes. Ever notice someone constantly touching their face, twirling a pen, or adjusting their clothes mid-conversation? These micro movements often reveal stress, excitement, or internal conflict. Psychologists call these self-soothing behaviors, and they're our body's way of regulating nervous energy. So next time your friend keeps tugging at their collar while confessing a secret, it's not vanity. It's their subconscious sending out SOS signals. The trick is not just noticing the gestures, but noticing patterns. One twitch or adjustment might be random. Repeated ones, that's the chapter heading in the human story. And then there's the voice, often underestimated, but packed with clues. Listen to pitch, pace, and rhythm. Someone who speeds up mid-sentence might be nervous, excited, or desperate to impress. A sudden drop in volume can signal doubt or hesitancy. A steady, deliberate tone, confidence and control. And the interesting part, people tend to subconsciously mimic the speech patterns of those they like or trust. So when you notice vocal mirroring in conversation, you're seeing a subtle dance of rapport forming a psychological handshake before any words confirm it. But here's a twist. Context always matters. You can't read behavior in isolation. Someone crossing their arms while sipping coffee might be cold, pensive, or just in a public space where they feel a little exposed. A single cue rarely tells the full story. What you're really looking for are clusters, the constellation of small signals that align with emotional and cognitive states. Think of it like spotting a character trait in a story. One hint is a teaser, but several hints, that's the reveal. By watching how gestures, eye movement, posture, and voice come together, you start seeing the hidden narrative unfolding in real time. Next, let's explore the realm of mirroring and mimicry, the silent glue of human connection. Ever noticed how you unconsciously start matching someone else's movements, speech patterns, or energy level during a conversation? That's more than coincidence. Psychologists describe this as behavioral mirroring. And it's a subconscious way of building rapport and empathy. People mirror those they feel aligned with or want to connect to. So if you notice someone echoing your posture or tone, that's a strong signal. They're invested in the interaction, even if their words don't admit it. Conversely, a lack of mirroring can be an early indicator of discomfort or detachment. Pay attention. These subtle reflections reveal a lot about interpersonal dynamics without anyone having to spell it out. Another psychological cue lives in timing the rhythm of pauses and hesitations. Think of someone answering a question with a brief, thoughtful pause before responding. That's often a sign of reflective thinking or careful processing, not uncertainty. Contrast that with someone who jumps in immediately, cutting sentences short that might be confidence, impulsivity, or defensiveness. Our brains communicate just as much in when we speak as in what we say. Learning to notice these temporal cues is like decoding punctuation in human interaction. Every pause, stammer, and quick reply carries a meaning beyond words. Finally, let's consider emotional leakage, those fleeting moments when true feelings slip through despite our best efforts. It could be a micro smile that fades too quickly, a twitch of the lip, a shoulder shrug, or a blink pattern that contradicts verbal reassurances. These tiny inconsistencies are gold for reading someone accurately. Our brains are wired to detect subtle discrepancies between words and nonverbal signals because evolutionarily, survival depended on spotting, deception, or alignment. When you start catching these micro moments, you gain a clearer picture of internal states, often before the person is even aware of them themselves. So, how does all this come together? Imagine standing in a room, silently observing, eyes shifting, arms crossing, speech rhythms, posture, and gestures. Each person is telling a story, some confident, some nervous, some reflective, some excited. Your role isn't to judge, manipulate, or label. It's to understand. You're learning to read the narrative written in their body, voice, and timing. It's not magic, it's psychology applied with observation and curiosity. And once you start, you notice it everywhere. Friends, colleagues, strangers, even in yourself. Which type fits you? Are you the fast-talking, confident presence who radiates energy, or the reflective, pause-loving observer who notices the tiny details? Maybe you're the one who mirrors others subtly, building connections without a word, or the quiet watcher absorbing cues that others miss. Recognizing these patterns doesn't just help you understand others. It gives you insight into yourself, your habits, and how you influence the world around you. Next time you're in a conversation, a meeting, or even scrolling past someone at the coffee shop, pay attention to the cues, eyes, posture, gestures, voice, timing, and those fleeting micro expressions. Watch the clusters form, notice the subtle inconsistencies, and let your curiosity guide you. You might just start reading people in ways you never thought possible, like a page-turning psychological thriller unfolding in real life. And hey, if you found yourself nodding along, laughing at the little quirks, or thinking, oh, that's me, consider hitting subscribe. There's a whole library of hidden human behaviors waiting to be discovered, and we decode them together. Comment below, which cue are you most likely to notice first? Eyes, voice, or maybe timing? The conversation is just starting, and trust me, the human mind is the most fascinating story you'll ever read. If you like this video, make sure to like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any update. Also, share it with your friends.